All right, we are live here, everyone. Welcome, welcome to Student Investors Club. Really excited to have you all here. Javaria, great to see you. If you can come on camera, that would be awesome to be able to connect with you and see you. So we are here. Okay, we got David B coming in. And so this is our Student Investors Club weekly meeting and session, all about, helping you to build your wealth. So as always, everyone, my name is Nina Uguomo, and I'm the CEO and founder of Student Dream. And I have the pleasure of being able to help train young Black and Hispanic students to build Black wealth. And so that's what we've been doing here at Student Dream, really helping you to get the training, the resources, the coaching that you need to be able to really financially thrive before and after graduation. And so today we're talking about some of y'all's favorite topics, which is all about how to secure the internship of your dreams. All right, so it's the school year, it's September, school year has started, or it's October rather, and it's definitely recruiting season and internship season and full-time job securing season across campuses across the country. And so I really want to talk to you all about how do you actually go about securing the internship of your dreams. Okay. And so talk to me here for a second. I remember, when I was a student at Howard University, I was fortunate enough to always have an internship. So when it came to summer after my freshman year, I got to intern at the United States Department of Treasury during the financial crisis. I interned at the United States Department of Commerce, the United States Department of Transportation. I interned for the Washington Wizards. I interned for so many folks, and while working full part-time as well. So I get it. I had a paid internship all 3 years of college. And if there's one thing that you need to know as a student is you have to have an internship. If you want to be able to get a job that pays you and pays you decently, you got to be able to have an internship and have that experience. So how do you actually secure the internship that you want and you need? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. And so tell me who's here with me today. I see Javaria, I see David. Let me know what school you're from and what year you're at what year you're in, and what's your major. All right, so I'll let David go first. Good to see you
Hello.
again, David.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Nana, my name is David. I graduated from Morgan. I went to Morgan State,
Nice,
and
nice.
my
And your
major was
major.
computer science.
All right. Awesome. And then what about you, Javaria?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm currently in my third year at Brooklyn College. I'm majoring in business administration with a concentration in business analytics and minoring in finance.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
that's what
Great.
I'm doing.
And so for the two of y'all, have you had an internship before? Did you have an internship when your freshman year, sophomore year, anytime through college?
I have not yet. I'm working on getting one for this upcoming summer.
Okay, perfect. What about you, David?
I'm just now getting some internship experience. But I didn't have any during college while I was in school.
Okay. All right. So that's the first place that we need to start off with, right? We want to get this experience. Okay. And really, again, get clear on what do we actually want. So obviously you're here. So I'm assuming you want that internship, you want that job opportunity. And so the first place that you want to start is, well, what do I want? Right? What type of industry do I want to be working in? What type of company do I want to work at? What type of role do I want to be in? Okay, so when I was a student at Howard, my major was international business and marketing with a minor in Spanish. And initially, I was open to so much. I said, oh, I want to work for the State Department. I think I want to work in finance. So I would go to different events that different clubs were having. We got to go visit Wall Street. We got to do a bunch of different things. But I honestly wasn't super clear early on what I wanted. And what I did do though was take the initiative to apply for the opportunities that were there. So especially being in New York, there's something called the Summer Youth Employment Program. Have you all heard about that before? Raise your hand, give me a thumbs up if you're familiar with the Summer Youth Employment Program. Let me know in the chat. You can talk to me verbally. Okay. So one of the hacks, this is awesome. One of the hacks that you have to do is always apply for the Summer Youth Employment Program. Because at the end of the day, you want to think to yourself, man, let me use my resources. Let me use my resources. So I want you to type that in the chat for me. Use my resources. Use my resources. I want to see everyone type that in the chat. There we go. Thank you, Javeria. Use my resources. Sasha, I want to see you type that in. David, yes, use my resources. And so one of the best resources you all have for all those who are in New York, or even David, you're in Baltimore. When I was in DC as a student, again, there was the Summer Youth Employment Program as well. So every single city and government and state, they have a Department of Youth and Community Development. If you're between the ages of 18 and 25, or really 16 and 25, you are youth, which means you have access to the Summer Youth Employment Program. So you want to make sure to type and find out when the deadline to apply for the Summer Youth Employment Program is. Okay? Because at the very least, that's going to give you paid work for the summer. So that, hey, even if things don't work out with your internships at school, you'll be getting paid and you'll be getting experience. Because those are the two biggest things, right? You want to get paid and you want to get experience. Okay, type that in the chat for me. Get paid and get experience. Get paid and get experience. That is what you want to do, because no matter what that experience is, you're still going to have experience under your belt that you can then take to a future employer. So you want to get paid and you want to get that experience. And so one of the best resources available to you to do that is the Summer Youth Employment Program. So that's number one. And then number two, for all of y'all who are on campus, right, you want to attend the career fair, right? Who here has attended a career fair? It's career fair season at Brooklyn College. Even David, it's career fair season at Morgan State. Just because you graduated doesn't mean you can't go to those career fairs, right? So attend your career fair. So my question for you all is, when is your school's career fair? When is your school's career fair? All right, awesome, Javeria. You already know. That's what I love to see. So you got to know these dates. October 9th, save that date. So October 9th, it's coming up 6 days from now. And David, October 10th. Perfect. Right? So these are huge dates. Okay, perfect. This is great, because now you can come correct and you can be prepared. So we know the dates of the upcoming career fair. Do you know the companies that are attending? Right? What companies are going to be there? Talk to me. Do you know what companies are going to be there? All right. Okay. So Bloomberg is one. That's a good start. And so what's helpful, I think, well, let me say this first. What's helpful is to think about, kind of think about this the same way you thought you may have approached applying to schools, right? You have your reach school, you have your good fit schools, and you have those schools that you can definitely get into. So when it comes to looking for these roles, you want to put together that same list, right? So if you really want to secure this internship, you want to put together that list of, who are those 5 companies that are my reach companies? Who are those 5 companies that are a good fit? And then who are those 5 companies that I can definitely get into? Okay, so I want you to put together honestly, I call it the Sweet 16. And then who's that other one company that I love, my dream company? So you got your dream company, which is one. You have your 5 companies that are a bit of a reach. You have your 5 companies that you're a good fit for. And then you have those 5 companies that you can definitely get into. So that's your Sweet 16 list. Okay. So I know, Javeria, you said Bloomberg was on that list. But for you all, for both David and Javeria, what's your dream company? Because, this is student dream. I'd be remiss not to ask you all, what's your dream? All right, Google.
I think Google or AWS.
Okay. So we have Google, we have AWS. That's the dream company. So boom, we have that. We already have one of the 16 on the list. Now we have to fill out the other 15. Okay. So we're going to take 5 minutes, and you can even start by just looking at your career fair, who's attending. Okay. So you can literally just look up that list, see who's going to be in attendance, or just think about other companies in the industry you want to be in, other companies that are offering the roles and positions you want to be in, and start to put together that list. Okay. So we're going to take 2 minutes, and what we're going to do is I want you to ask yourself, try to come up with as many on that list of 15. So I want you to come up with 2 to 3 companies who are your reach. Okay. So you're going to do 2 to 3 companies that are those reach companies, 2 to 3 companies that are like a good fit, and then 2 to 3 companies that you can definitely get into. Okay. So let's take 2 minutes, I'll probably give you 2 to 3 minutes to come up with that list. Okay. 2 to 3 minutes starts now. All right, David, talk to me. What companies do we have? So I gave you guys a few minutes to come up with your list. So what are those companies? Tell me a few of the ones that you came up with. You there, David?
Yes. I'm just looking at the list. One second.
Yeah, yeah. What we got? What we got?
I see a lot of some of them are applied research laboratories for Pennsylvania. They're coming,
Mm-hmm.
and some other schools which I'm really not, which I'll have to get familiar with. I see Baltimore City Department of Social Services, so that's really good because that's where I'm interning.
Oh, you're interning there?
Yes, so that would
Okay, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, so that very so when you already have your foot in the door at a company, that definitely makes it a lot easier to get an opportunity there. So that would definitely fall under that category of, hey, this is kind of a layup for me, a pretty easy company that I could get the job for.
Yes,
So that's
correct.
good.
Yes, and
So
I'm
yeah,
just learning, and I have to read and understand, the roles and the
exactly.
duties.
Exactly. So that's a part of the process, right? So first you figure out what you want, what's the industry, what's the role, and then you put together that sweet 16 list, and then you have to do the research, right, to really know what what companies are actually going to be at this event, what does the job entail? And then of course you want to get together your resume and cover letter, right? That's a given. And so with your resume, we can go into a lot, but you want to make sure that it's professional, it's to the point, and we have a resume template here at Student Dream that you can reference. But you want to make sure it summarizes kind of your overall experience. So for me, if I were applying for a role, it would be like executive impact leader, because that's the type of work that I've done. I've done many different types of jobs, but if I were to summarize them in a few words, it would be executive impact leader. So for you, David, maybe it would be, computer science, uh, software engineer number one, right? Or software engineer number two, right? You want to really summarize your experience and skills so that employers can understand, recruiters, when they're looking at your resume, they can quickly understand what your skills, experience, and capabilities are.
Yes,
Okay.
at my job, so I was sort of data entry, and we had a
Mm-hmm.
program that would basically intake new clients, and I would basically go from the written notes and just type them and
Mm-hmm.
upload them in our system. So I wouldn't know what, and I'm also transitioning to try to be a counselor, so now I can give advice and resources. But
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what a good title for that would be.
So it definitely depends on the type of role you're going after, right?
Right.
So what type of, because if I'm applying for a role as a venture capitalist, right? The title that I pick would be a lot different than if I'm applying for a role as a chief of staff of a nonprofit. So it definitely depends on the type of role you're applying to. So you first have to ask yourself, well, what type of role am I applying to? Right. So that would be my question for you, David,
My type of
of
role will be
these
cybersecurity.
16. Okay, yeah. So if it's cybersecurity, you definitely want that title to be, that has something to do with cybersecurity.
Yeah,
Yes.
cybersecurity and data analytics.
All right, there you go. And what would be helpful is for you to look at sample resumes of people who are in that role or in that industry.
Right.
So coming back to using your resources, my question for you, who do you know who's working as a cybersecurity analyst now? Who do you currently know?
Um, I know people that at a church that I go to.
All
Um,
right.
they tell me that I need certification for, for their types of jobs. So I really don't get into what they do, but I do know that they have certifications and things like that.
Have you asked them to look at your resume, or have you asked to see their resume?
Recently, since I've gotten a job, I haven't really, you know, made that. I'm just adding the job to my resume now
Uh-huh.
because the what was it, the career fairs coming, so I want to make some copies and see if I can get some staff opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, so it would be a good idea. Based on what you said you are looking for, it could be a good idea for you um to speak with them as soon as possible, definitely way before in the next few days, because the career fair is coming up, to see their resume, to have them look over your resume and give you feedback on your resume so that your resume looks like the resume of somebody who wants to work in cybersecurity or work at Google or AWS. And
Correct.
so I would ask you the same question for Google. Do you know anybody who works at Google? Do you know anybody who works at AWS? If so, then you should check out. Then it could be helpful for you to have them review your resume, for you to see a sample resume of people who went to Google, of people who work at AWS. And it's always good to work with a real person. It can definitely be helpful for you to, um, I'm sure there's existing templates online at the very least, but it's
Mhm.
always helpful to talk to a real person.
Correct. Correct. Last year I did a boot camp, and so
Okay,
I was able to
congratulations.
thank you so much. I was able to get a template for a resume. Although I would like also your guys' template so I can, get, any new ideas. But
Okay.
that one is what I would that's where I first started my outline for my resume.
All right. That's a great start. That's a great start. And so once you have your resume together and once you've gotten feedback, you then want to look at that list of target companies and see that if you're connected to anybody who works at those companies. Because what's going to get you beyond the resume and actually get you the interview is a real connection, a real human connection. Okay. You want a
Okay.
real human connection. So you want to ask yourself, when you look at these companies, you want to go on LinkedIn and make sure and check, hey, do I have a real human connection at any of these Sweet 16 companies I've listed off? Because when you see that you have a real human connection, you want to make the contact with that real human connection. Most of the jobs that I've gotten, I
Mhm.
have not needed to apply for. Most of the jobs and the clients that I've gotten, I haven't needed to apply for because I had a real human connection, and they already knew about my skills, my experiences, and they already had confidence in my ability to do the job well. And so you want to check with your alumni database, check on LinkedIn, who do I know who works at Google? Who do I know who works at AWS? Who do I know who works at these other positions in Baltimore that you mentioned? Okay, because once you make that connection, then you want to connect with them and say, hey, I'm applying to this role. I'd love to get your feedback on what it's like to work at the company, or get a referral from you, because that's what's going to fast track you to the interview process.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, there's the interview. You want to come prepared and practice having done your mock interviews. Okay. And then once that's done, you'll be fully prepared to get the job. Okay. But all in
Yes.
all, that's the fast track for how you get and secure the internships. You got to use your resources, right? So use every resource that's available to you. If that is summer youth employment program, if that's your school's career fair, if that's job postings on job websites like Handshake, use that. Okay. Number 2, make your Sweet 16 list, right? That's Sweet 16 of your dream company, 5 companies that are a reach for you, 5 companies that are a good fit for you, and 5 companies you think you can definitely work at. Okay. Then you want to research the companies and the roles that they have that fit what you want and need. And then lastly, you want to obviously get your resume together, get your cover letter together, make sure that looks good, but then make that real human connection, because that's going to get you the referral. That's going to get you more insight into the role and the position, and that's going to get you into the role itself. And that's going to help you secure the internship. And this is coming from someone who had an internship every single year of my college career, freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, right? I had 2. So Department of Treasury, Department of Commerce, Department of Transportation, the Washington Wizards. I had 4 paid internships in my 4 years of college, and it was super fun, super exciting. And it got me a full-time job in New York City after graduation. So that's how you secure the internship of your dreams. And as always, you all, if you want more of our help, right? If you really want to not just have 30 minutes of figuring out how to get to the internship of your dreams, sign up for the Student Investors Gold program, because that's where we work with you much more in depth to help you not only get the coaching that you need, not only get the mentorship, but help you get the jobs that you need, help you pay off debt, help you learn how to manage your money, invest in the stock market, and really financially thrive before, during, and after graduation. That is our Student Investors Gold program. And our official program starts in a few weeks. Registration ends next week. So if you're interested, make sure you register today, because it's going to really provide you with the extra hands-on coaching and support that you need to go from financial exhaustion and struggle to financial relaxation with the job you enjoy, debt-free, saving consistently, investing consistently, and really just having financial relaxation. But that is it for this week's session. David, any last questions, last comments? How was it for you today?
Yes, my last question would be if you
Yeah.
had any links to the program, your program, so
Oh,
I can
yeah.
see if I can sign up or get some mentorship, or if I need it, and I
Absolutely.
can take a look.
Absolutely. Let me share it with you now. But all right, I'm excited for you, David. That career fair, that's going to be really good. It's a great opportunity for you.
Thank you so much.
And it's the perfect time. But yeah, as long you just want to have that list of companies, do your research, talk to those folks you said who you already know who were in the program or in the industry, and
Right.
that'll definitely help you get prepared. All right, but I just put the link in the chat. All right, but David, I hope to see you next week, and I'll make sure you get that resume template. You can just if you email me at nina@studentdream.org, I'll make sure I get that over to you. And yeah, keep me posted. Let me know how next week goes.
Thank you so much for your
All right,
advice.
David.
Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Always, man, always. I'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.